WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Bob Kennedy is in the studio from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. We're going to talk about the great American dream. Let's have a nice house, picket fence, who knows what else. Yesterday, as I was driving home, I was listening to Clark Howard. He was talking about how healthy the real estate market is right now. Bob is here to answer your real estate questions. If you have any, then call right now, 622-9622. We'd love to hear from you. Even if we've got a topic going and you've got a question that's not in line with that topic, we want you to call in. It's okay to change the topic. So just
Absolutely. That's what real estate's all about.
all the time, right?
Everybody's got different questions about different topics. And the market is pretty healthy around here.
Here. Does that mean not everywhere?
Well, I mean, I don't know everywhere. I mean, I don't know that I'd be all that fired up about Houston, Texas right now.
Oh, really?
Well, with the energy sector taking such a hit.
Okay.
But up until then, Texas probably had the best economy just about in the country, except for maybe the Dakotas there for a couple of years. But the villages, Ocala, Marion County, we're continually on the upswing.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. I was listening to Clark Howard, and his is, of course, a national show. So I guess he was speaking in general terms for the whole country.
Sure.
That this is a much better time than it was in the last decade. So
10 years ago, we were at the absolute peak of the bubble. And we were very few people knew that the end was near and that everything came crashing down.
Did you see, there was a story in the news maybe 2 days ago in Manhattan Beach, California. There was this home. It was a 70-year-old home, and there was only one family in it the whole time. But there's been nobody in it recently because they sold it to a developer who's going to build condominiums. They sold it for $2.5 million. The original price was $5,000 something.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So anyway, the guy who was one of the children who grew up there, he's now in his 70s, I think, or 60-something. He decided he wanted to pay homage to his family, so he put these gigantic photographs all over the house of everything all the pictures his father took, these old photographs.
Right.
And so it's become a little of a temporary tourist attraction. Until they tear it down,
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And, with these, tear downs, it's crazy. I mean, there's people tearing down mansions to put up bigger mansions in some of those markets.
Is that right?
The money, the people that and a lot of it's here, a lot of it's foreign money, but these people have some serious cash.
Yeah. Remember when Tiger Woods' wife tore down his house because she was mad at him?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, had the whole thing bulldozed.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can you imagine having so much money you can just tear it down?
No, I can't imagine that.
We had a story about Janet Yellen testifying about pushing borrowing costs below zero. And I don't exactly know what that means.
Yeah,
well,
how do you do that?
I don't get I don't get that negative rate thing. But what I can say is that I just saw this morning the average mortgage rate is down to 3.65. So that's good news for anybody looking to buy. We keep thinking rates are going to jump up because interest rates themselves have gone up, but lending rates for mortgages are still super competitive.
But that's really good, though. The lower it is, the better the deal, or do you hurt in the long run if you borrow at that low of a rate?
It can't be a negative to borrow cheap money. If you're buying a house. I mean, we've talked about it a couple times. I mean, if you have an interest rate under 4%, I think your payments for every $100,000 of your loan is like under $400.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine you can go out right now and if you qualify, this is not just across the board. I mean, there's qualifiers. You don't want to get into a situation where you can't pay, but I mean, $200,000 and you're paying under $1,000 principal and interest. That's not bad.
Wow.
That's really
That's
good.
good.
Did you ever see the origin of the word mortgage?
No.
Mortgage. Mort means death. Engage means. Oh gosh, I just looked it up. Anyway, it's a death pledge. Engage means pledge. So it's a death pledge. In other words, you're going to be owing money the rest of your life.
I didn't hear that. the 30 there is a lot of people, more and more, probably a Clark Howard, Dave Ramsey, those guys will tell you that a 30-year loan is not the best option for most people. They much prefer a 15-year loan. And if you can pull it off, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
But especially when you're buying your first house, that's what you can afford. So
And it
if you
seems
get
like
the
it's-
30-year mortgage, you get the 30-year mortgage. That's what America is kind of like the
But you
housing
have a
market's
house.
based
I mean,
on.
you got to have a house, and you can still sell it. You still have equity in it. You know.
Well, yeah, and it is. And I mean, there's tremendous programs out there for
it's still better than renting.
for most people it is. I mean, there's always
Yeah.
a case to be made that if you're not going to be in a place permanently or you're not going to be there, more than say 24 months or 36 months, probably doesn't make sense to buy because it's not
Right,
you
short
can't just
time.
it's not a stock. You can't trade it in with one phone call. It takes time to sell real estate even in a good market.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, for the average person, it's still going to be their best investment. It's still going to be their biggest investment.
What is it like for you? It must be interesting for you because you're really in the people business. If you think about it, I mean, every single home buyer, and maybe home seller too, but every single home buyer, you become their bud, and you've got to know what they want. You got to find that thing that they want, and
Well, there's that. I love that part of the business, and I'm sure most of us in the business love the people part of it. But we're in a big problem-solving situation with folks.
that's got to be what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people are very sophisticated. They understand exactly how the process works, but they need somebody just to kind of facilitate that sale, get the process through.
Right.
A lot of times, and even though I've been around all these years, the last year I did tons of first-time home buyers because all of our kids are now, they're in their 20s and up to 30, and their friends are buying houses.
Oh, yeah,
So it's really fun to work with those people because it's like it just kind of brings back in the day when we were doing it ourselves, when I was first married and things like that.
Exciting.
It's very exciting. It's extremely rewarding. And I just, you really feel like you're making an impact on
Oh
some
yeah,
people.
you
I
never
mean, it's
forget.
really fun.
You never forget the realtor who helped you. I have two stories that I won't take up your time with it. But one was when my son was little. I went to the realtor and I said, I just want a house near in the school district so I can walk my son to school. I've shared this with you before.
Yeah.
I never forgot that lady. I mean, she helped me get that house, and the lady who helped us sell my mother's house, same thing. I mean, it was made it so easy.
Yeah, it's great when it works that way. More times than not, that's the case, and you hate to hear a bad story because it's kind of like, well, that's not really the way we are, but
Yeah.
it
Well,
happens.
yeah.
But you know what? It's fantastic. I mean, I love to see the process happen. And when people are there, they have a sense of permanence. It's theirs. It's it's their dirt.
Can you?
There.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say they're dirt. I just like the phrase.
When a couple buys the house and then after a few years they still owe on the house, but they have some children, can they put the names of the minor children on that deed before the house is paid off?
I don't know about putting minors on the house.
Oh, okay.
That's a legal question. There's no. I mean, if something goes wrong, I don't know. I haven't really thought it through. But then they're liable, and
okay.
I would think minors are not going to be on there too much.
All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Things are growing in downtown Ocala, and there are big improvements for 2016. Some of the upcoming construction will cause the City of Ocala Customer Service Office drive-thru located off Osceola Avenue and 3rd Street in downtown to close beginning February 1st. Several other options are available to customers. The lobby will keep its regular hours, 8 to 5 p.m., and all current in-store and online options are available. Once again, that drive-thru closure date begins February 1st. Call 629-2489 for more info. Thanks for your patience and have a great 2016.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
WWOCA,
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We are The Source, WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Bob Kennedy is here. We're talking about real estate. Bob is from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, and we'll give you his phone number and allow you to call him at his office. But right now, you can call him here on the air. The number is 622-9622. You do have a phone call, Bob.
Alrighty.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, put your headset on. Can you hear me?
I can.
Good morning. You're on there with Bob.
Yes, good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
See, like in my subdivision, like everywhere, you drive around and you see several homes for sale, and these homes have been for sale for a long time. And every once in a while, when you drive by, you see a different realty sign out in front. I don't know if you're deciding after a long time that your house is not moving and you want to lower your asking price. Does it make any sense to go to another realtor, or would it be just as smart to stay with the one you're with?
Wow, that is an excellent question. That sounds like it was prompted almost. That's a really good question. If you feel that the agent that represents you has been diligent and working hard, then why switch? If you've not heard from the person in 6 months, yeah, it's probably they had their turn at bat. It's probably let somebody else take a few swings. But if things are on the market for an extremely long period of time, in this market, it's probably been overpriced.
Okay.
What is the usual amount of time for a contract with a realtor?
Those are all. I have to put my legalese kind of hat on, but it's all negotiable. Personally, if we go with 6 months for the most part, because we want to be able to really put the time and effort into marketing. An average sale time right now, if you're competitive with the market, should probably be around 120 days.
120 days. Can you break that contract for any particular reason?
Well, yeah, most things, I'm sure you can wiggle around with, but that's more of a question to take up with somebody other than a real estate broker. I have an opinion, but if you want to call me off the air, I could tell you. But if you, my feeling is, you sign a contract, you live with the contract. Unless somebody's just completely hosed you.
Yeah.
Which very rarely happens.
At present, here in our part of Florida, here in Marion County, what is the average time for a sale of home at present?
I'd say probably 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, yeah, and that's quite an improvement over what it had been, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's all driven by inventory. A healthy market is when you have about 6 months worth of inventory, and we're right around that now. But if you go back even 24, 36 months ago, it was probably closer to 8 months.
Oh boy, yeah.
So, and then if you go back 10 years back during the boom, you probably didn't have a 45-day supply of homes. That's why prices, one of the reasons prices were going through the roof.
Okay. Well, I enjoy your program very much, and thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
If there was another caller, if you want to call in now, the line is open, 622-9622, and you can speak to Bob Kennedy. I'll keep my eye on the screen so I can get you right on. Real quick, I wanted to ask you something, because the contract, you as a realtor put yourself out somewhat financially, because you have to pay for the multi-level listing and all that, right?
Correct.
So it's not like it's just a piece of paper. I mean, you're literally investing in your client.
You are, and it's real important, I think, for people to ask the question, what is the marketing program? Are you spending money, and what are you spending it on?
Because if you're selling it yourself and you go to multi-level, you have to pay. That's not cheap, right?
But that's just the beginning of it,
Oh,
because
that's
you got
just
a
part of
lot
it.
of advertising now that you have to do.
And you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Bob.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a question for Bob?
I do have a question for Bob.
Okay.
Do you think that the Ohio State Buckeyes will be national champs next year?
I think that Urban Meyer is the most overrated coach that there is in America. Florida was lucky to get rid of him. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Debbie Ruggles, my office manager.
Oh, my.
She's those things are not true about Urban Meyer. But she's been threatening to make this phone call for many, many months.
Fine, Bob.
And that just shows that we have to hide the Jack Daniels in our office.
There you go. Party.
Fun call. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I can hear that.
Oh, I
can hear
love that. So she's an Ohio State fan.
She's from Ohio. She's a tremendous Buckeye fan. Tremendous.
Oh, wow. How wonderful is that?
By the way, you're from New Jersey originally? 21
Correct.
degrees in Newark right now.
21?
21 in Newark.
Nice. I like the saying they have down here that I love. It's a nice place to be from.
Robin from Milwaukee, 16 degrees in Milwaukee.
Oh, nice.
Here in Ocala, 62 degrees.
Grab those clubs. Go out, hit some golf balls around.
Well, that was really a nice call from Debbie, because that shows what kind of a family Berkshire Hathaway realtors are, because you just don't go out there just to make the dollar. You actually have your own family in your office unit, and you treat everybody that comes to hire your services as part of the family.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I like to say, I try not to take myself too seriously, but we take the work serious.
But where is the Jack Daniels head?
It's in the back by the refrigerator. Or maybe on Debbie's desk right now.
We've got Kahlua in our refrigerator, so we're set. We're on the
So
same page.
going back to the cost, like if you were going to sell it a home yourself,
Correct.
the average person who says, I'm going to do it myself, I don't need an agent, they don't realize that they're up against some expenses that an agent covers. I don't even know if that's explained.
Well, the statistics show most people that do a for sale by owner will end up listing their home. And one of the main reasons is the exposure. To put a sign in your yard that says for sale by owner is you're kind of limited, because all the stats show that online is where the action is. The more websites that your home is on, the more activity you're going to get, the more people you're going to draw in. And that's just the way it is. So whether it's across the street or across the country, you need to extend the reach, because you're still competing against somebody else around the corner, right?
So if you
want to differentiate, why should somebody see your house and not the other house?
So if you have a contract and Uncle Louie, who's also a realtor, comes to visit, he says, I got a buyer for you. Do you split the commission with Uncle Louie?
Is Uncle Louie in the same state?
I don't know. I mean, does that matter?
You have to.
You have to be in the same state?
You can. Yes. If it's an out-of-state broker, you can do a referral. But if you're going to split the fee, it's got to be with somebody. It's got to be a licensed real estate broker in the state of Florida.
Oh, okay.
And those agreements are all put in place in the MLS and the listing agreements and all that stuff. It's very the goal is to be as transparent as possible.
And it's it's not really underhanded if Uncle Louie were to do that, but you might, as a real estate agent who has been working a piece of property, you might feel a little bit of a punch to the gut because of that. I mean, obviously you're doing the work, and here somebody pulls the rug out from under you.
No, not really.
No?
Because with all the exposure, if we were sitting down and I was going to talk to you about selling your house, what I would say to you is, we don't care who sells it. We just want to get it sold for the best price as fast as possible. So the reason we're doing all this advertising is to attract buyers, and most buyers are going to come in with a real estate agent that they're working with. So we're more than happy to co-broke.
And you do wonderful open houses, and at different times during the day and at different days of the week, so to encompass all of the people that are potential buyers.
You try to, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, we had one yesterday down in the Villages. I think we had like 30 people walk through the open house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you want to spotlight a piece of property before we...
I'll give you a quick one that is just coming out. Wind Chase Townhomes over in Fore Ranch. We have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that's going to be $89,700, and you can walk to the pool over there, and that's just a great location for a first-time home buyer or somebody that's really downsizing but still wants kind of all the amenities, but not being in like a age-restricted community.
It's a nice area,
Fore Ranch is cool, and Wind Chase is the townhomes over there are just really super.
We sort of kind of know a lady over there. We went to something for a
fundraising event.
Yeah, a fundraising event. She's a realtor, isn't she?
Yes.
Also?
Yes.
Bob, what is your number?
622-9700.
Always good to have you in the studio. Now you got to leave virtual reality and go to reality.
Well, I'm afraid to go back to my office after that phone call, so I'll figure out something to do.
Thank you, Bob.
Enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine for today and quite pleasant, the high 72 to 76. Clear to partly cloudy Friday night, low 50 to 54. For Saturday, mostly sunny and a bit cooler, the highs in the 60s. For Sunday, a mix of clouds and sun, but there may be a shower in spots along the coast, the high 62 to 66. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The day after the Democratic debate in Milwaukee, Hillary Clinton holds a